Hey, fellow problem solvers, Colfax Math here. Today I'm going to go over a standardized math test. I have 8 problems here. I do them along with me with paper and pencil out. I would pause the video, do the problem, unpause the video, watch how I do it. These are standardized math problems. They're really across every standardized test, whether it's the ASVAB military placement exam or whether it's a Caaspp, the California high school math standardized test. The SAT, all of them use very similar standardized math problems. So doing well on these will help you do well on any standardized exam. The way you get good at this stuff is by practice. So really have paper and pencil out, do the problem before I do it, and then let's get started. Number 1, what is equivalent of 3 to the 8th under the square root? Maybe I don't even know how to get started here, so I look at all my answers. Well, all my answers have fractional exponents, so that means I've got to convert this to that. If I had something like the square root of 4, there are no numbers written on there, so that would have to be a 1. That would have to be a 2. And then that would be equal to 4 to the 1/2. So the number on the value inside the radical is the numerator. The number out here is the denominator. If there's no number written, it is a square root, implying that it's a 2. So this is equal to 3 to the 8 over 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So correct answer, 3 to the 4th, answer C. Okay, number 2, find an expression equivalent to all of this using the fewest number of possible terms. So I'm looking at this problem, and I'm trying to figure out what the intent is. The intent is clearly combining similar terms. Do you know that 3 apples plus 4 apples is 7 apples? So that's the intent. Then I'm looking for tricks. Well, this looks all pretty straightforward, but that negative's a trick. I bet half of the people who do this problem forget to distribute that negative through the quantity. So let's go ahead and do this. 3x squared plus 2x squared is 5x squared minus 1x squared, right? Minus is 4x squared. 2y squared plus 1y squared is 3y squared minus 3y squared. They cancel out. Negative 3x minus 2x, negative 5x minus 1x minus 6x. So the question is, can you combine similar terms? And the trick is, do you know to distribute that negative through the quantity? Okay, number 3, which inequality represents the solutions for this? Well, this is an inequality. It tells you that. And then the trick is, and you got to remember this, that when you multiply or divide by a negative, you flip that sign. So I want to get n by itself. I divide by a negative 6. Because I'm dividing by a negative 6, I flip that to greater than. That cancels. If I do that to the left side, I do it to the right side. Negative 12 divided by negative 6 is 2. N is greater than 2. Correct answer right here. Problem number 4, enter the ratio of the equivalent to sine of b. So this is really a vocab problem. You have to know what sine means. The mnemonic device I remember is so, ka, toa. And those are my 3 trig functions. This helps you remember sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, cosine equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, tangent opposite over adjacent. So this is saying what is the sine of this angle? So I go to this, opposite over hypotenuse. This is opposite. My hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So the sine of b is 21 over 29. Problem number 5, click the numbers to create a line plot for the given percent. So it lists all these values. I have the values here. This is really just seeing if you know what a histogram or a frequency distribution is. All you're doing here is counting. 1, 2, there are 2 65s. 1, 2 70s. No 75s. 1, 2, 3, 4 80s. 1 85. 3 95s. And 1 100. So that's a pretty easy one. Number 6 right here, consider a sequence. And I have these 5 terms right here, which functions n is greater than 1 or equal to 1 could be used to define it. So how could I represent this sequence with what function? Well, n is a number in the line up, right? So this is my first term, this is my second term, this is my third term, fourth term, fifth term. So this is n. F of n is the actual value. So I'm saying the actual value is equal to this, and then I plug in n, depending on what term it is. Before I start, I look at this, and I see that to go from here to here, I add 1 1/4. To go from here to here, I add 1 1/4, add 1 1/4. So I can see it's an arithmetic sequence, meaning I add the same amount each time. I think the quickest way to do this one is really trial and error through here. I'm just going to take that 1, plug it in here. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 times anything is 0. 0 minus 5/4. Well, 5/4 is negative 1 1/4. It's not that, so it doesn't work. Plug 1 in here. 0. Whole thing 0. 0 minus 7/4. I got to convert that to a decimal. Negative 1 3/4. Well, that is negative 1 3/4. That one does work. Plug 1 in here. 7/4 minus 5/4 is 2/4, not that. Plug it in here. 5/4 minus 7/4, negative 2/4, doesn't work either. So neither of these work. So correct answer has to be B. I could double check that as well. I could pick another value. Let's say I'm going to pick the 4th term. So I'm going to take 4, plug 4 in here. Right, so I plug that 4 in there. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 times 5/4 is 15/4. Minus 7/4 is going to give me 8/4. 8/4 is the same as 2. So my 4th term should be 2, and it is. So that is the correct answer, and I got it checked. Number 7, click on the region of the graph that contains the solution set for the system of equations. Well, they're both inequalities. They're equal to, so they're solid lines. One is less than, one is greater than. So I think it's going to be less than 1 and greater than the other. I could spend a lot of time working on it, or I could take a guess. I could just find below 1, bigger than the other, pick an easy point like that. That coordinate is 0, 0. Take that 0, 0 and plug it in. Is 0 less than or equal to 0 plus 3? Is 0 less than 3? Yes. Is 0 greater than 0 minus 2? Is 0 greater than or equal to negative 2? Yes, it is. That coordinate 0, 0 is in my solution set. So this has to be my solution in this quadrant. If the point works, every point in that solution set will work. Just a quick review on lines. This is written in the form y equals mx plus b. b is 3, so that would mean it has y-intercept of 3. Rise 1, run negative 2. So that would be that if it was a solid line. And then the less than portion means you shade everything below it. All right, lastly, number 8, write an equivalent expression to b to the 11th over b to the 4th. The rule here is if the bases are the same and you're dividing, you keep that base, b. You subtract those exponents. 11 minus 4 is 7. Correct answer, b to the 7th. Well, I hope that was helpful, kind of get you back in the mindset so you do a little bit better on standardized math tests. Hopefully you did those problems before I did them. If you have any questions at all, please post them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching.